This is Chief Cannon from the Gary Police Department. I am here at the Real-Time Crime Center where we keep overwatch over the city of Gary. I am glad to be here as far as to express this message because I'm excited about all of the beautiful spaces that we have here in the city of Gary for our public to enjoy. But I want to give this message. Did you know that there's a process that you have to go through to have those events that you would like to have? The proper process is if you want a large gathering or you want a public event, please contact City Hall to go through the open air permit process. This past weekend, there were two events that I was notified about, and one of them went through their process, and man, did they have a great time. The other one, not so much. And unfortunately, the police had to intervene. Those people that promote those type of parties, those type of events and gatherings, unfortunately could be held responsible to a high extent. And then also there could be fines and other litigation that could be placed against you. For that information on how to obtain an open air permit, please contact the City of Gary Public Works Department. Again, if you see some of these gatherings happening and we are not aware of it, please contact our non-emergency number, 219-660-0000. Also, if you don't want to call that number, we do offer text to tip, and you can do that totally anonymously at 219-207-TIPS, TIPS. Thank you, and let's have a great summer together. This is Chief Cannon from the Gary Police Department. I am here at the Real-Time Crime Center where we keep overwatch over the city of Gary. I am glad to be here as far as to express this message because I'm excited about all of the beautiful spaces that we have here in the city of Gary for our public to enjoy. But I want to give this message. Did you know that there's a process that you have to go through to have those events that you would like to have? The proper process is if you want a large gathering or you want a public event, please contact City Hall to go through the open air permit process. This past weekend, there were two events that I was notified about, and one of them went through their process, and man, did they have a great time. The other one, not so much. And unfortunately, the police had to intervene. Those people that promote those type of parties, those type of events and gatherings, unfortunately could be held responsible to a high extent. And then also there could be fines and other litigation that could be placed against you. For that information on how to obtain an open air permit, please contact the City of Gary Public Works Department. Again, if you see some of these gatherings happening and we are not aware of it, please contact our non-emergency number, 219-660-0000. Also, if you don't want to call that number, we do offer text to tip, and you can do that totally anonymously at 219-207-TIPS, TIPS. Thank you, and let's have a great summer together.
For the first time ever, the City of Gary is bringing something new to the community. Welcome to the Downtown Gary Marketplace.
This marketplace, I am so excited about it because I just think it's very foundational for those of us who are small businesses.
It means everything to have a farmer's market right here in the heart of Gary. This is my hometown.
Launching Saturday, June 14th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 5th and Broadway.
The marketplace is going to be a great time and a great opportunity for people to come down and enjoy our downtown in Gary, Indiana.
This isn't just a pop-up, it's the start of something special. Local vendors, fresh products, homegrown hustle.
Y'all don't hesitate to come out and join us at this Gary market. There will be a lot of vendors. There will be people selling food. There will be people selling clothing items, creative things that they made from scratch and at home.
Support local, celebrate Gary, and experience the very first downtown Gary Marketplace. Second,
It's truly honor and a blessing to be here today to celebrate a friend, to recognize someone that has given so much of themselves for a number of years, not just to the city of Gary, but specifically to the Gary Community School Corporation, and especially the West Side Theater Guild.
There's just a host of emotions, myriad of ideas and memories in this beautiful facility. It's been transformative, and I'm grateful. So may this auditorium continue to be a place where creativity is born, where voices are heard, where the light of inspiration never dims. As is written in Matthew 5:6, let your light so shine before others that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. I thank you all for this extraordinary honor. May God bless you.
Allows us a greater oversight and also a different type of engagement with the community. Furthermore, we actively engage with community leaders and organizations to better understand the concerns of our neighborhoods and our population here in the city of Gary.
The City of Gary Redevelopment Commission meeting is now called to order. Roll call, please.
President Stalling.
Present.
Commissioner Clements.
Here.
Commissioner Dunham. Commissioner Rogie.
Here.
Let the record show that Commissioner Wissington is not present at the moment, and School Board Representative Johnson is not present.
We do have a quorum. At this time, the agenda calls for public comments on agenda items only. Do we have anyone here today for public comments? Okay, we will move further along the agenda. Number 4 is the approval of today's agenda.
Well, I make a motion to approve today's agenda.
Second. It has been moved and properly second to accept the approval of the agenda. Are there any questions or comments from commissioners? If not, roll call, please.
Commissioner Rogie.
Yes, yes.
Commissioner Dunham.
Yes.
Commissioner Clements.
Yes.
And President Stalling.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Move on now to new business. Ms. Sharp and Ms. Harris, Mr. Harris, either one of you, how are we going to do it? All right. Thank you. I'll cut mine.
Good morning, Commissioners. I wanted to take a moment and just introduce these first 7 items, just from a standpoint of why they are on your agenda today. At our last meeting a couple weeks ago, we had just closed on 6200 Industrial Highway, and we were sorting out payments and figuring out how we were going to use the revenue from that sale. So first of all, congratulations to Director Harris and Shalise Tolbert, Attorney Tolbert, and the rest of the Redevelopment Commission members for closing on that project, because these 7 items are on your agenda solely because we have money in the bank and we're able to move forward with professional services and maintenance contracts to be able to accomplish our mission. So the first resolution, the second resolution, and the third resolution are all associated with the stadium. These are turf maintenance, dewinterization, and Primastar for HVAC maintenance and water heater issues. These items are all at the Railcats Stadium. The first one, as I mentioned, is turf maintenance. And Mr. President, if you would allow me to just group all of these together in a presentation rather than coming up individually, I'll go ahead and do that.
That's fine.
Okay, so turf maintenance, that's self-explanatory. Each year we winterize and then de-winterize. That's your 75, 74. That's Gatlin Plumbing. And at our last conversation with winterization, there was a question, I believe, by you, Commissioner Clemens, about are we using local firms or do we always use Gatlin? We did ask local firms for bids on this, and they said that they were not able to, it was too big of a project for them to winterize. So Gatlin was the one that came forward and did the de-winterization on this. And then Primastar is the HVAC team that has been working at this baseball stadium for years. All 3 of these have been. And so this is their contract for basically dealing with the water heater there at the Railcat Stadium. These are 3 contractors that continually work with the stadium. And as we go forward, I've asked for the stadium to get pricing for 3-year contracts, so that we are not dealing with these standard services on a regular basis, but we can enter into a 3-year contract and we can budget appropriately for 3 years. So they are working on that with these contractors, and they'll also be seeking bids from other contractors. So with that, Mr. President, I'll turn that over for you to consider 75, 73, 74, and 75. And if you have any questions of me, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you. The chair will entertain a motion for the passing of Resolution 75, 73, 75, 74, and 75, 75.
I will make a motion to approve Resolution 75, 73, 75, 74, and 75, 75 for the Railcat Stadium.
A second.
It has been moved and properly second. Is there any questions or comments from any of the commissioners? If not, roll call.
Commissioner Rogie,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clemens, and Commissioner President
Yes.
Stalling.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. We now move on, and thank you very much, Ms. Sharp, for the description of each one of those. We're moving on to resolution number 7576. Mr. Harris.
All right. Good morning, President Stalling.
Good morning.
Members of the commission. Resolution 7576 is a resolution authorizing the Redevelopment Commission to authorize Tolbert & Tolbert LLC to be the attorney for the Redevelopment Commission, and this would approve and authorize a contract for those services. Understand that we're growing our capacity. Our team has found ways to be able to help maximize our core department. Stephen has been supporting us on a daily basis for daily operations and activities, and he's also helping support when we have opportunities for large development projects, that in addition to the support with Tolbert and Tolbert is necessary. Understand that because we're receiving more interest as a city, we want to be able to respond and be strategic with all of the initiatives and opportunities that are headed our way. So having the opportunity to have Tolbert and Tolbert, specifically Shalise Tolbert, representing the commission is of the priority of the administration and is of the priority of the Corporation Council. We definitely appreciate Ms. Tolbert, Attorney Tolbert's expertise in helping support us in closing 6,200 industrial highways. She's been very integral in that effort, along with helping us understand some past public-private partnerships that the Redevelopment Commission had with other parties in 2014 that was essential and critical for us to be able to get to this point. And also understanding that Shalise Tolbert represents the East Chicago Redevelopment Commission, so the experience is there to help support our commission in any effort. And if there are any questions or concerns that you have about any of the resolutions that you have before you, both now and in the future, you're more than welcome to receive opinions about any matter from Shalise Tolbert as well, because she's highly qualified and capable for this role. I know this is something that we've been discussing for some time now, but understand by state statute, our Corporation Council has the power and ability to recommend legal representation for all boards and commissions. And it's of the pleasure of being able to put this resolution before you for approval. And if there are any questions, I'm more than happy to take them.
Okay. The chair will entertain a motion for the resolution 7576.
I just have a question.
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
So Attorney Jenkins will be gone from the commission. As I know his name is on all the resolutions, so he'll no longer be the attorney, or will they share the responsibilities?
They will share the responsibilities.
Okay.
In addition to that, how do we communicate with Ms. Tolbert? How does that look? If we have a question as it relates to resolutions or anything legal, do we call her directly, or do we call the office and she call? I just kind of get a feel, how does it work now that she's our attorney?
Absolutely. So you can call Shalise Tolbert for any business on any of the resolutions or any of the agendas that we have. You can copy Stephen Jenkins as well. So he's abreast. So when it comes to day-to-day operations, he's able to help support and coordinate to make sure that we're all on the same page for business that we have before the commission.
Okay.
Will the staff send something to the commissioners for the best way
Absolutely.
to communicate?
Yes, that's a good idea. I appreciate that, Commissioner Rogi. We will definitely, upon the outcome of this resolution, be able to provide the commission, hey, these are the steps in how you communicate, and kind of similar to what we've done. We've provided like a matrix of shared responsibilities and how Ms. Sharp is supporting our commission. We'll develop something of that nature moving forward.
That would tremendously help us as a commission.
Sure.
It really would.
Okay.
Mr. President, I have a question.
Go ahead.
When this came before us I had questions then. I really don't have questions. The amount of the contract, I think, is too low for her to be representing us as the attorney. Number two, I requested a interview, which we didn't get. I understand it's the priority of the administration to lock her in as our attorney, but we still can't jump past the commission, what our input is in selecting our attorney. And if we had a meeting with Mrs. Tolbert, I'm not comfortable with $25,000. That's just too low if she's going to spearhead what's going on in our community, if she's going to help Ms. Sharp. Where did we come up with these numbers?
Yeah, so I could share that for the support that we've had with Attorney Tolbert for 6200 Industrial Highway. The law department actually has a contract with Tolbert & Tolbert for those services, because obviously Ms. Tolbert isn't going to be working for free, but we needed the services, we needed the support. So the $25,000 is offering us the opportunity to represent the commission and help us when it comes to developing our resolutions, ensuring that we're following state statute. There is some backfill from the law department with Attorney Tolbert's scope and how she's been representing us recently. But this is the opportunity to represent the body, the commission as itself, for standard business.
So the question is, did they come up with this, or is this what Mrs. Tolbert wanted?
I'll just step in just for the amount. It's mostly a temporary amount, you know, so like just to cover backlog of services, and we can always increase this at any time. So I just want to put that out there. Yes.
Without the approval of the commission?
Oh, no. It would come back before the board if we need, once we run out of money, if we need to increase the contract amount. It will come back before this body.
So I have a question, Ms. Clemens, you still asking? I want to add on to your question.
Okay.
So are you saying that Ms. Tolbert already has a contract with the city? And so this is just like another contract, like it's with the city, but it's with the commission, or so you're saying that there is already another contract. It's kind of what it seemed like, she's doing work already. So there might be a contract out there already somewhere. And this is just a supplemental to something, or I don't know.
Correct. So understand that Attorney Tolbert has been procuring services for us to be able to help us close on critical projects. But it's the intention that we want her to represent this body legally, and that for future needs that we can increase our contract as need be to solely represent the commission when it comes to scope for us.
It's an amount. It's not a negotiated amount. It wasn't like you and Tolbert went and said, "Hey, if you represent the redevelopment, this is what we're going to pay you," versus this is what I'm going to charge you. I just want to know, was it a negotiated contract, or is this just an amount that was there just to pay? Okay, that's all.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So I have our corporation counsel that's going to speak to your question, President Stallings.
Good morning, Attorney Morgan.
Good morning, commissioners. And I'm sorry, I'm just walking to the middle of this discussion. So the rate that we pay Attorney Tolbert is a standard rate that we pay attorneys that do this kind of work. So it's been negotiated, but not for each board or commission. We just say, this is the rate and this is what we pay for the work that they do. And I think you all are aware that the law department has been paying certain professional services expenses for this commission because of the
lawsuit.
Huh?
Oh, no, I was saying the lawsuit.
No, what lawsuit are you talking about?
No, the lawsuit. They're representatives as well in the lawsuit, correct?
Yeah, they do a number of different things for the city, but no, we're paying it because there was confusion with you all's budget. So because you couldn't proceed, especially with some of the things we had going with 6200 Industrial Highway and other things, the city engaged them and paid them on you all's behalf because things couldn't stop. We're also paying for other things that can't stop, like appraisals and that kind of thing. The law department budget is paying for that because there was uncertainty with the Redevelopment Commission budget. So where we are is we've had internal discussions about whether the law department's budget can get paid back for what we've expended so far. I did not realize that was what was before you today. From a legal standpoint, the priority is that we fully engage Attorney Shalise Tolbert. She's been doing a lot of work for this commission. Stephen has been instrumental as well, but the volume of things that are going and that are coming are only going to increase. You got to have a solid attorney. So it's my job to negotiate the rates. It's my job to authorize and oversee all the attorneys who work for the city with the exception of the council's attorney. So what's most important is that you officially accept her as your board attorney today. We've been trying to do this all year. We had talked about it some months ago. And as far as the financial part of it, I would be okay if you hold that resolution for reimbursement until the next meeting, just so we can have an internal discussion about all the professional services the law department has paid. But you gotta have somebody, you gotta have her, and move things forward. If you have questions, please let me know. And mind you, I've been loading Stephen up with other work because he's actually, he's under the law department umbrella. And so, again, we got to rebalance how we do the legal work around here.
I'll just say one thing. The resolution was also to enter into a contract, and we just had a placeholder amount of $25,000. It's not necessarily totally for the reimbursement, but it's to be able to pay her going forward as well. If you want us to just announce her as the attorney, then we'd amend the resolution just to do that, right?
Well, I don't want to be too disruptive because I just didn't know all these aspects. But what's most important is that she's your attorney, this commission's attorney moving forward. So however you do it this morning, as long as that thing is accomplished, I think we'll be on good track to keep moving along the track the mayor needs us to move with development.
Any other questions or comments from commissioners? The chair will entertain a motion for the passage of resolution number 7576.
So just to be clear, if you pass the resolution as is, it is also to enter into a contract, but if you would like to amend the resolution just to name Attorney Tolbert as the attorney for the commission, we can just do that today and pass on everything else. So
if we do that, then how do we come back and rectify the contract?
We would just come back with a new resolution at the next meeting for a contract if we are ready at the next meeting.
What is the pleasure of the commission?
And if you have more questions, I'm glad to answer them.
While you consider your motion, may I make a recommendation?
Yes.
I would recommend that you pass the resolution as written, and then as we work through the next 2 weeks prior to our next meeting, President Stalling and Vice President Clemens, we can meet with Attorney Tolbert and work through the contract that will be.
Actually, I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
We do a standard form contract for all the attorneys, it's a standard professional services contract. And so I would ask you not to change those terms.
Not that, but just walk them through it.
Oh, walk them through it.
Yeah,
Okay.
just not walk them through what the contract is so that you have an understanding of the exact services that will be provided.
Thank you. This is what we're looking for. Just to have an ideal of the services that she'll be providing.
Well, she's going to be your legal advisor. She writes contracts, she reviews deals. She's reviewed a ton of contracts for various things you have going. She, where you're going to acquire or sell property, she's going to make sure that process is on track and all the paperwork is in place and is proper. There may be some eminent domain issues coming. We need her expertise on that. So again, Stephen is going to be here to help with day-to-day stuff, but Stephen is doing a lot of stuff, an increasing amount of stuff for the law department, which serves every department of the city. But because you all have a particular intense need, she's going to be the catch-all for all your legal needs.
Here she is.
Attorney Tolbert, I don't know if you want to address some of the things you do.
Thank you. I didn't want to overstep while you all were having questions about the actual contract. I have served as an attorney for redevelopment commissions since our firm opened 10 years ago. I'm familiar with the statutory requirements. I've helped with major projects and developing the contracts, whether they're using the standard contracts that they use in construction, with funding, how funding needs to be done, TIFs, dealing with all those things. So I do have experience. I have helped with other ancillary things that come along with redevelopment projects. And I must say that in what I've been doing with this redevelopment commission since last November, I've heavily relied on Attorney Jenkins, to guide me along as to how you all operate. And I don't expect, you all to operate the same way with other commissions that I've dealt with. But at the same time, I know Attorney Jenkins is here with the day-to-day. And so my understanding is that because of his transition, doing more things for the law department, getting me more involved with what happens with the day-to-day is where this is going to pick up from now. So I am always open with giving you all my cell phone, my email, if there are questions. I try not to overstep what's happening internally with the executive directors and what's happening in the department before answering those types of questions. But I don't have a problem with you contacting me and asking me about anything.
Okay. I think that was the biggest concern of the commission is how this is going to look and how will we proceed in communicating. We know we have Steve, and we've been working on getting Ms. Tolbert approved. We just wanted to know, what she's going to be doing. That's why Commissioner Clemens was saying maybe we could just have a talk with her and just ask what she's saying today. That's what we wanted to kind of have a talk with her. So it wasn't no question, at least in my mind, whether or not she was capable or that firm were capable of doing the work. It was just how would it look and how would we interact with her, with Steve? And like I asked, do we call her direct? Do we call Steve? And he said, let me call Ms. Tolbert, how that looks. So that was that was one of my biggest concerns. Any other questions or comments from the commission? Okay, has the motion, the chair will accept the motion for resolution 7576.
I will make a motion to accept 7576 as written.
All right, can we get a second?
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we pass resolution 7576. Are any other questions or comments from commissioners? If no more questions or comments, roll call, please.
Commissioner Rogie?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunham?
Yes.
Commissioner Clemens?
Yes.
And President Stalling?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Okay. Congratulations. And thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. I look forward to working with each of you.
Thank you very much. We now move on to resolution number 7577. Mr. Harris, or Ms. Sharp, that was presented.
The purpose of resolution 7577 is to enter into a professional service contract with the attorney Smith Surzik. He's helping us with our unsafe building law issues. We have several projects kind of coming up related to that, and we would like to award a contract to him in the amount, forget the amount is listed in the contract itself, but that's the background of this item. We're sort of relying on Kevin Smith's expertise in the unsafe building law, and ultimately the law department, or I'm going to be taking that over, but this is a transition while we take this time to learn from Kevin Smith, and he'll be spearheading our unsafe building law efforts through this demolition project that we kind of have coming up. So with that, we recommend to approve resolution 7577 to enter into a professional service contract with Kevin Smith, Smith Surzik, and I turn it over to the board now.
Okay. You've heard the summary of resolution number 7577. The chair will entertain a motion for the passage of resolution number 7577.
Come on, I don't
Go,
Right.
Rogie.
Don't be shy. Come on.
I'll make a motion that we pass resolution 7577.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second. Are there any questions or comments from commissioners? If there are any questions or comments, roll call, please.
Commissioner Rogie?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunham?
Yes.
Commissioner Clemens?
Yes.
And President Stalling?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We now move on to resolution number 7578. Background, please.
All right, thank you, President Stallings. Resolution 7578 is a resolution of the Redevelopment Commission approving a memorandum of agreement between the City of Gary Board of Public Works and Safety Commission with the intention of providing $200,000 to help support maintenance on our Redevelopment Commission-owned properties. Understand that in the past, we have had that responsibility, that obligation of maintenance of large sites that we own throughout the city of Gary. Some of those include Ivanhoe Gardens, Wirt High School, Nobel, large sites again that we own across the city. But these funds will be able to be utilized by the Board of Public Works to be able to help support with contracts, soliciting proposals from entities to be able to help support the maintenance of our large redevelopment-owned properties. Because we closed on 6200 Industrial Highway, we now have the resources to be able to address those matters. That's why it's so important for us to be able to collect revenue and also come up with a long-term strategy and how we just maintain this moving forward. But this is our opportunity to be able to have our obligations met for calendar year 2025. And I open it up to any questions about this resolution.
Well, one question I have is, so we are no longer, will we be entertaining proposals for a lawn care business?
Correct. It's the intention that we're providing the funds almost as if it were an allowance, right? To be able to help support the maintenance of our own sites, and the Board of Public Works to be able to host those contracts.
Well, who will do the following up to make sure that they do our properties?
Public Works, General Services, and that's actually the best. That's the best path.
I'm talking about from the commission. Is that going to be some who will be working with that department to make sure that our lawns are taken care of? I mean, is there someone to be watching them, or we just?
I mean, if that's up to the commission. If the commission would like to designate someone just to monitor our large sites, I could provide a list for whoever's interested. But understanding that with General Services being out on the ground, like boots on the ground in the field, we're with 16 weeks of summer, we're coordinating our cleanup efforts by neighborhood. So it's best and more tactical for General Services to be able to coordinate those contracts to execute cleaning up and maintaining our sites while they're doing work at their own capacity on our right-of-ways and our thoroughfares. They can see real time what's happening with our stewardship and saying, hey, we didn't know, Ivanhoe Gardens is getting a little high. Like we be able to, it's best for them to be able to manage that process. But if I'm totally open to the commission to express to me like, hey, we need some additional support. What's happening with the timeline of this site?
And also, I would like interject and just mention that I've also drafted the contracts for Board of Works when they do these lawn maintenance contracts. Right, it is standard for them to ask for before and after pictures and things like that. So they manage it pretty well. But like Chris said, if you also want to have access to that information, we can always grant that to you.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you all were comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it's a much better path for us to maintain our lawns through General Services as opposed to staff when we're meeting with developers. We don't have time to go out in the field and see if grass was cut versus our staff that's actually out in the field. That's a better streamlined approach to be able to get stuff done.
I agree. Any other questions or comments?
Question.
Yeah.
So I want to know, do we have a list of these properties, or are they available so we can know what they are?
I could share a list of priority sites that we've shared with the Board of Public Works.
Thank you.
So the board approves the contracts and?
The Board of Works. Yeah, the Board of Works would approve the contracts. We're just providing the allotment or the allowance to be able to do so.
So basically, we're giving someone $200,000 to just choose who they want.
Well, it's a bidding process.
Bidding process. Okay,
so,
that's what we wanted to hear.
Yeah. So we're not just choosing, hey, you get a contract. No, it's a bidding process.
Okay.
They have to follow state statute, just like ourselves.
Okay.
But what we're doing is we're just taking that task, responsibility of doing the bid solicitation, the procurement to Public Works. The lowest most responsive bidder will be awarded that scope of work. But we're just providing the $200,000 to be able to manage the procurement and the execution of maintenance of our sites.
Quality control is a real big issue when you're handing out contracts. If we got $200,000, we could have said $205,000 to issue a contract through the commission to actually hire somebody to do QC work.
So I guess if you think about it big picture, if we have a body that has equipment, that has staff, that manages, we have an arborist, we have lawn care, maintenance individuals on our staff with Public Works. The old model was that the Redevelopment Commission, we would have our own people, we would manage our own sites. While General Services was side by side, cutting the lawn that belonged to the city of Gary, but they wouldn't touch Redevelopment Commission-owned property. That doesn't quite make sense today, right? That if we have our General Services staff that has the equipment, why try to coordinate between our own staff and our equipment and then General Services equipment, when if General Services has a schedule and a timeline to manage property, that they're best equipped to be able to organize and schedule that all themselves. So I get what you're saying about, because this is Redevelopment Commission-owned property, should we, have, more culpability from our standpoint, but understand that it's more efficient for the city of Gary and the Department of General Services to be able to just manage and steward all of that, as opposed to us as staff, managing that process when we're trying to land development projects and deals to be able to help generate revenue for the city so we can support and provide more General Services staff. So we're like a machine. We need to grow the capacity of our machine so we can start landing projects to generate revenue for the city, while the city is able to help clean our thoroughfares and make it more attractive for development to happen. Then we can stoke the fire by, if we get more revenue, we can help add more staff, and it just compounds, and we just help clean up the city and also bring more development. So that's the general vision and big picture of what we're trying to do.
Just one more question for me.
Yeah.
How did we arrive at the $200,000 number?
In the past, we've passed the maintenance contracts has been about roughly $250,000. With the support of the Think Big initiative that both the city and the Common Council have invested in, we have a little bit more bandwidth when it comes to manpower. So it's kind of going by past contracts that we've written as a redevelopment commission for lawn maintenance. That was like, hey, we could probably do $200,000 this time if we spent $250,000 in the past. We have more capacity with Think Big, and then we're trying to streamline our efforts with General Services.
Can I touch on something?
Go ahead.
In my capacity as Corporation Counsel, I'm on the Board of Public Works. So once these contractors are mobilized, so say they're going down, 15th Avenue, and if the model in the past was they would, cut city properties but skip over redevelopment properties. It's way more efficient once they're mobilized that if we map this out in advance, they're gonna just keep the lawnmowers rolling on everything that belongs to the city, to redevelopment, and we're gonna add another aspect to it, which I'll get to in a second. So we think we can get more mowed more efficiently because that guy on that riding mower is just gonna, he's not gonna stop at redevelopment on property, he's gonna keep going. So time-wise, the effort it takes to mobilize and get them out there is gonna cut down on costs and get everything cleaned up faster. The other aspect that we're adding is property owners who don't maintain their properties. There's a provision of state law, and we've passed an ordinance to enable it. It's been on the books for years, whereby if we give notice to delinquent property owners who aren't maintaining their property, after 10 days, we can go out and mow it and charge them. So we're coordinating all these things so we can clean up large areas of the city in a way that's way more efficient than how it's been done in the past. So I just want you to know the bigger picture of the city's new approach with this. So.
Well, I applaud that. I think that's the way it should be ran. I was just wondering, when we come up with the $200,000 mark, is that going to be enough for the summer? Or are we going to have to come back and allocate some more funds? Or are they going to, I just got questions like that. And are they just for lawn care? Will that go on to snow removal as well, that the city would try to incorporate the redevelopment properties as well for the upkeep through the winter months as well?
Well, so right now we're focused on lawn care. I'll take that question back and ask if we're going to continue this approach through the winter time. And then,
okay, I was just asking, it's just for lawn maintenance for now.
Yeah, for now. And then there's an estimate, like we might have, if we keep having cloudy, cool weather, you'll have to cut only half as much. If we get a real hot, 90-degree every day sunny July, with thunderstorms in between, you're gonna have to cut every week. We don't know.
Okay.
And you know that, but yeah. Okay, thanks.
All right. Any other questions or comments from commissioners? If not, Chair will entertain a motion for the passage of resolution number 7578.
I'll make a motion that we pass resolution 7578.
I'll second.
It has been moved and properly second. Are there any other questions or comments from commissioners? If not, roll call, please.
Commissioner Rogie,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clemens,
Yes.
and President Stalling.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Now move on to resolution number 7579. We have a summary background.
Thank you, President Stalling. Resolution 7579 is a resolution with the City of Gary Redevelopment Commission authorizing and approving the security installation contract with door and window guard systems to install specialized security doors and windows at various locations. So again, understanding with the ability to have been closed on 6200 Industrial Highway, we have resources to address some constituent concerns regarding abandoned schools within their neighborhoods. The schools that we are looking to install the dog system security system is Edna School as well as Brunswick Elementary School on the west side of the city. This is the same system that we've installed at the Genesis Convention Center. Again, we've received many complaints about both of these properties from constituents and our council persons. So we wanted to be able to have the opportunity to address the constituent needs. Also understand that, you know, we're actively looking for resources to address these blighted schools. Please, we want the public to understand that this is not lost on our radar. These schools are very expensive to demolish, and we have limited resources. So we are actively apply for grants and opportunities to be able to address them when we have the resources to do so. But understanding that we want to make sure that we reduce the public safety issues that constituents have brought to us. I understand that we've in the past tried to board up Etna School several times, but there will be vandals that push our wooden frames and boards out of the rough openings of the structures. So this is going to be more secure until we can find resources to be able to demolish these structures. This is an opportunity to just help make neighborhoods safe by at least removing the ability for vandals and criminal activity on these school sites in the middle of neighborhoods. I'm open for any questions.
Mr. Don?
Yes, I like dogs. I like telling people about it because we saw the Genesis Center and then we saw it after you installed that, so that's a good thing. When we go back to 75, 78 and the lawn cutting of properties that the city owns, those are not included with the schools, are they? Are those
They are.
They are.
Yeah. So,
okay.
so those lawn maintenance. So I'll make sure that the commission has the list of sites.
Okay.
But both Brunswick and Etna are part of those funds as well.
Because I know being on the president of the Teachers Union and going through all these meetings on the state takeover, and some properties were sold and some were not. And so, and that list was changing all the time. And I missed the meeting that the mayor had at the library about. So I'd like to know what we do own. So when people ask questions, I can say, well, we don't own that anymore. Although it's still a blight in our community, but we know some private, people bought this. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, and I'd be happy to share that active list of what the Redevelopment Commission owns, just so you're aware if you're out in the public and someone asks you that you're equipped to understand our responsibility. But it's our intention that with what we just passed, what the commission passed in 75, 78, is that we're going to be able to maintain the lawns, and then now we're, for at least these two schools with the resources that we have, to be able to make sure that they're secure so that there's no criminal activity taking place in those buildings.
Thank you.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion for the passage of 7579. Do we have a motion? Mr. Jenkins, we don't have a motion yet, do we?
Yes, we need a motion, a motion to pass resolution 7579.
Okay.
Yep.
I make a motion that we pass resolution 7579.
Can we get a second?
Second.
It has been moved and properly second. Are there any other questions or comments from commissioners? If not, roll call, please.
All right, I'll take care of the roll call. Mr. Cilio had to step out for a second. Commissioner Rogie?
Yes.
All right, Commissioner Clemens?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunham?
Yes.
And finally, President Stalling.
Yes.
All right, with 4 votes and the unanimous, the resolution 7579 passes.
Okay. Now move on to resolution number 7580. Mr. Harris.
Thank you, President Stalling. Resolution 7580 is a resolution of the City of Gary Redevelopment Commission approving and authorizing contracts for the Love Your Block initiative. Understand that in January of 2025, we as the commission had allotted dollars to be able to help support the Love Your Block program, or I should say enhance the Love Your Block program. The Love Your Block program was awarded funding from the Bloomberg Foundation, and understanding that we had selected 3 neighborhoods of focus to initiate and provide opportunity across our city in 3 neighborhoods. The amount provided by the Bloomberg Foundation was finite, and we had the opportunity to help enhance it. So we're happy to have the Love Your Block team here to be able to express the 3 projects that we would be financing that are intentional with not only supporting reducing blight in the community, but also improving the quality of life within the Midtown neighborhood of the city. We do have action items associated with this resolution item, and I would ask the pleasure of the president that we could take these into consideration, and I can have Destiny, who's here with. Oh, gotcha. So with that, I mean, with the intention of being able to discuss this resolution and then understand that each of these action items are associated with resolution 7580. So we'll start with, along with understanding the resolution, what our intentions are of being able to help fund and support these projects. Want to discuss each action item and have our representative from Love Your Block be able to explain what each of these projects are to the commission.
Before we go to that part, 7580, this resolution, these action items go along with the resolution, Mr. Harris? The action items go along with the resolution?
So just to clear this up, I think a little bit, right? The resolution 7580 it's a resolution to approve 3 contracts within that resolution, right? Because there are 3 different projects. So I think that's maybe what Director Harris was referring to.
Okay. So we're going to go through each action item. Someone go through each action item.
Yeah. Yes. So here I'm actually going to go through each action item. So action item 1 for Love Your Block, this entity as We Press Ministries. As We Press Ministries. And the intention of this, give me a second here.
If you need to give an overview, Director Harris, you can turn section 4 of if you kind of flip through the contract, that'll list their scope.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was trying to find.
Stephen, if you're familiar, I mean, we're not.
No, I'm not terribly familiar myself, so I'm going to step out of that.
Well, I'm just trying to find it in my packet here. One second. I have an individual. I've seen that list. Okay.
Ministries is the first one that Chris, Director Harris, is going to go over.
Yeah. No. I appreciate it though. So for the first item, as we press ministries, that is providing an opportunity at 2434 Washington Street, transforming this space into a clean, educational environment and welcoming space, along with a youth-driven initiative focused on blight removal, overgrowth clearing, and beautification. The project will serve as a pilot for vacant to vibrant, along with our efforts at along with the 25th Avenue corridor, as identified by the mayor as targeted for improvement. So the grantee will be responsible for leading transformation of a lot of 2434 Washington Street into a safe, clean, and welcoming community space. The grantee must coordinate with the city services to ensure all brush and overgrowth are removed, and must conduct additional cleanup needed to prepare the site for beautification. So understanding that at 25th Avenue and Washington Street, it's been very intentional. We're going to be, just like we discussed at our last commission meeting, we're going to be supporting a mural, or the city was awarded a mural opportunity at 25th Avenue and Broadway. It's our intention that we want to make 25th Avenue more aesthetically pleasing and inviting for those who are visiting the Jackson family home. 25th Avenue is one of the primary routes to get to 2300 Jackson Street. So we definitely support this opportunity to be able to beautify and activate this space as motorists arrive, and creating creative placemaking opportunities for this site. For this project team is asking for $2,500 to be able to help steward the development of this property. And their work must take place no later than October 31st, 2025. So understand that this is an expedited opportunity to be able to help activate this site. So that would be action item number 1 associated with the Love Your Block program. The next item is working with the Gary Public Transportation Corporation. As many of you realize or know, our bus shelters have had an experience. Some motorists have damaged those shelters. It's our intention to be able to reactivate them, make them more inviting for residents and constituents who utilize public transportation, but being intentional with creative art and placemaking along the Broadway corridor. Also understand that we have the opportunity to have a 4-to-1 match with the Gary Public Transportation Corporation. With FTA dollars, they're able to provide that so long as that they get a private or public matching opportunity. They can match us 4-to-1. So I'm very excited about this, actually, because we understand that public transportation is so important to be able to help improve the quality of life of our residents. And in this time of need, we definitely want to make sure that our bus shelters are inviting, because as people modify their budgets based on just how prices are escalating everywhere, we want to make our city more livable and inviting and dignified. So that would be $8,000 for the Gary Public Transportation Corporation. Then the last action item is Wesley Davis, and bear with me here. Sorry, bear with me. Forgive me, Commission. can see it. Okay, got it. So for the action item for Wesley Davis, this opportunity is an opportunity to beautify 11th Avenue in the Midtown community, to paint a mural art opportunity along the Pyramid subdivision, if you're familiar with 11th Avenue near Washington Street. This is an opportunity to be able to help beautify this corridor of 11th Avenue and help bring placemaking opportunity to the Pyramid subdivision. And the applicant is asking for $4,495 for that opportunity. So understand that for these projects, they are small in nature, but it's the intention of being able to show that incremental intentionality with improving the quality of life. When you see the Broadway corridor, you see the investments that we've made with the streetlight infrastructure, having the opportunity to help support our bus shelters is going to help bring a dignified component to riding and patronizing our public transportation system. 11th Avenue, there are many motorists that travel between Midtown to the Tolston community along 11th Avenue. When you begin to start seeing this collective change, it's going to help raise the quality of life in the city of Gary. And these are just small, impactful projects that we can support. Again, we're not talking about very large dollars here, but these are just impactful residents that want to make a change in the community and seeking an opportunity to be able to utilize the tools from the Bloomberg Foundation and the methodologies of being able to own their city, own where they live, and take pride in helping improve the quality of life of the city. So, open for any general questions. Thank you.
Is this a one-time grant?
It is.
It's a one-time grant?
It is.
Okay. Any other questions?
I have questions.
Yeah.
So, and I'm gonna ask all three of them about all three projects. I love it. I saw the big rollout on social media. Thought it was great.
Yeah.
25th in Washington. Is that a building?
It's a vacant lot.
Oh, it's a vacant
It's a
lot.
vacant
So they're
lot.
gonna, because I remember the Jacksons. You know, they put that big nice picture up here, and then they tore the building down. So that's what I'm just saying. It's a vacant lot, and they're gonna put a mural in the vacant lot on a canvas or something.
Here. So for that project is to help beautify that vacant lot and be intentional in having events and activities on that lot. The mural is going to take place on 11th Avenue on that concrete, there's like a concrete CMU block wall that surrounds the Pyramid
I had
subdivision.
that as my third question.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So that's a vacant lot. They're gonna beautify. And
Correct.
so the second one, the bus shelters.
Yes.
They're gonna what are they gonna do to bus shelters?
Yeah, so that's my favorite. They're going to repair the bus shelters and provide local art at each of those stations.
Just on Broadway.
Just on Broadway.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
going to go from the 1100 block down to the 4500 block.
Oh, great. And then the mural. That's that big concrete right there. And when you driving into the pyramids, they're gonna
Yes.
do some work on that.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thanks.
No problem.
Any of the grantees here that wanted to share something about their project? Mr. Wesley or anyone that's here?
You know what? I do not believe that they're here.
Okay, well, the chair will entertain them.
Oh, Wesley?
Yeah, he's
sorry.
here.
Okay, sorry. This is my first time
Right.
meeting. Would you?
No, I just said that he had any comments he wanted to add to what was said about his project.
No, we're just trying to beautify our community in that area. It's been there for 40 years.
Is the building operable? Then you'll have like a clubhouse or something like.
Clubhouse there, but Eddie Young owns it.
Yeah.
Who?
Come to the mic.
Eddie Young owns
The pyramids?
Yeah.
Good morning. It's a clubhouse there. Andy Young is the owner of that property right there.
Are you? Oh.
Andy Young that owns, off 11th Avenue and Grant. That Andy Young. In the city, right.
Did you all? I mean, I know this is diverting a little
But
bit
that's
from the
just his property is right there But the pyramids is for the community.
For me, I'm just saying, I just like that clubhouse that goes along with it, because I remember when the pyramids were first built,
Right.
that clubhouse went where, and I was just wondering whether it's still operable and is
No.
anybody using it?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, that was my question.
Yeah. Thank
Any other questions or comments from commissioners? If not, the chair will entertain a motion for resolution number 7580, including these action items.
I'll make a motion that we approve Resolution 7580 with that 3 action items.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second for the passage of resolution number 7580. Are there any questions or comments from any of the commissioners? If not, roll call, please.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Commissioner Clements.
Will it be a straight payment, or would it be a contract after the work is complete?
So the contract is intended to, I believe, in increments, be able to help support the projects, because these are everyday residents, except for Gary Public Transportation Corporation. The other two are just residents seeking support to be able to help execute the projects. So we'll probably have like a halfway tranche where we provide at least half to be able to have them execute the work and then be able to pay off the balance thereafter. But it's the intention to be able to at least work with Board of Works to be able to distribute and disperse the checks, so then the Love Your Block team can manage that process. They have a Vista and a fellow that are project managers that regularly work with the applicants. These applicants have gone through a pretty extensive process with their application, along with reviews and questions, and then it would be a responsibility of the Love Your Block team to be able to help steward those projects. But we would be financing at least half of the project to be able to initiate the individuals to be able to start, and as they make progress, then we'll be able to address the balance.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Rogie,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clements.
Yes.
And President Stone.
Yes.
Motion passes.
The agenda calls now for director comments. Mr. Harris.
Yes. So first off, I want to publicly announce our downtown marketplace. And I want to thank also Mark Celio, who's really spearheaded and taking the lead in bringing this project to life. Mayor Milton, in the winter of last year, had mandated and had a task for our team to be able to be intentional for the downtown corridor along Broadway, of changing the vibe and the aesthetic of downtown and making sure that we brought life to downtown. And one of those initiatives is the downtown marketplace. I think thus far we have about 16?
22.
22. Nice. 22 vendors. Most of them are local from Gary that are very excited to be able to showcase what they could do. We have food vendors, and we have those who make beverages. We have people who crochet and make clothing. There will be an assortment of activities and opportunity to be able to help patronize and support our local community. I don't think, at least in my lifetime, I don't remember there ever being a bazaar style gathering in downtown that like wasn't at City Hall steps, but like that was more so in downtown with the intention of being consistent and being present, because this marketplace will be in downtown every second and fourth Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. On the 500 block of Broadway across the street from the Genesis Towers. Also, it's very intentional, that location, being that we have so many seniors that really have nothing to do, you know, they're in the Genesis Towers. You know, there's not much to really walk to. How can we help bring quality of life to them, but also bring just life to our downtown and being consistent? So we're very excited to be able to help support our small businesses, and we just hope that this only grows as people see the momentum and the impact that we're making in the community. I'm very thankful. It looks like the weather is breaking. The weather forecasts are breaking, so it looks like it's going to be a perfect day, around 72 degrees, partly sunny, or partly cloudy. So got a mix of sun and clouds, but it seems like it's going to be a perfect day. So we encourage the public to be able to check us out. There's a lot happening this summer. I think everybody should just be excited about. I know the Sojourner Truth House walk is also going to be tomorrow. So when you're wrapped up and you're done walking, come out and take a visit in downtown Gary in the 500 block of Broadway and help support small local businesses. So just very excited for that, and also very appreciative of Angel Knight, who's also a Garyite, a vendor who owns Trail My Mix. She was a part of our small business program last year, who received a mini grant to help support her business. She's been around various markets across Northwest Indiana, and she's also solicited, or not solicited, but she's provided her services at no cost to be able to help us organize this event for Gary, because she's always wanted to bring this home to Gary. So very appreciative of her for that. Outside of that, again, appreciate the commission. We're doing a lot of positive things here in the city. The momentum is only going to increase. We have so many phone calls that we field every day that are bringing national chain opportunities to the city. So be patient. Those conversations are being had, they're being ironed out, but there's so much more to come, and I think the public should be excited about it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Harris. Commissioner comments, Mr. Rogan?
Pass.
Mr. Clemens?
None.
All right, Mr. Dunham? All right, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Harris, to you and your staff. I'm just going to add that when I first got on this commission, we had some challenges with personnel. You got that straightened out. We got a consultant, and Ms. Sharp just came in and hit the ground running, and that's helped the office out quite a bit. And then we approved Mr. Tolbert today. So I'm looking forward that this office is going to be ran the way it's supposed to be ran. We can get the proper information when we need to get the information, and look forward to expanding and making things better. And so I just applaud you and your staff for what you've done, and I welcome Attorney Tolbert aboard so we can move forward on what we need to do. So with that being said, the chair will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I got a question.
Got one more question.
I had a question.
All right, George.
So do we still have a meeting in June, or is this our June meeting? Okay, so on the city calendar, it says the 18th, but our calendar says the 25th. So what date is it? So it's the 25th?
Yes, the 25th. Yeah, the fourth Wednesday of the month.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Rogan.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, the meeting is over. Thank you, everyone, for coming.